Good morning, afternoon, evening, gamers. So you remember this? I just did like a little video on it because it was something that interests me, and that's what I tend to do. Just make videos of things that interest me with no real cohesion, which is something I said about this game. Some of the cohesion worried me. I stopped the video there because I thought that that was just pretty much it, and then it would just go into some stills. This is a trailer over on Steam. But apparently there is quite a bit more after this. So I thought we would just let it play and have a listen to. It's the developer talking about his game, and some of the concerns that you may have, and some that I sort of noticed. So yeah, let's do that because I feel bad that I didn't check what was after this still. So I feel bad that I kind of cut him off. So yeah, let's do that.
Hi, my name is Manly Mouse Dan. I'm the sole developer of this game, and the rest of this video is me trying to convince you why I'm not a scumbag scammer who just threw some pretty pictures together. I have been developing and releasing games for almost 15 years now,
So
but you probably have never heard of me. I'm coming up on 5 completed Kickstarters and 4 delivered games. I keep my promises, and I like to think I have a reputation for being honest. My most successful game was a 30-hour non-linear RPG with lots of characters and factions and things to do.
I may I've seen, obviously, because of how I have my Steam compared with maybe the way you have yours. You able to self censor yourselves. But I've seen this game, and I was thinking about buying it. I wouldn't. I doubt I would be able to stream it on YouTube though, because YouTube just continues to not have an 18 plus area of YouTube where people can just, play the games that they want to play, even if they're adult games. Um, I don't know. I don't know why we can't have this. There's a children's area of YouTube. You could then have children's area of YouTube. The middle area of YouTube. For the people just wanting to look up how to grow petunias. How to change the oil on their Ford Mustang. I don't know. You know that sort of area of YouTube, just general YouTube, and then have an 18 plus area of YouTube where there would be advertising. There's going to be advertising in that space, um, and then people can be a little bit more free with their words and not have to worry quite so much. I mean, obviously, it would still have to be, you'd have to toe the line a little bit. Like, you can't just have like racist stuff or homophobic stuff or anything like that. But you could be a lot more free, and you don't have you don't have people treading around on eggshells, towing the line, a line that they don't actually know, what that is. Um, I, I've often sort of thought to myself that let's say tomorrow, for instance, myself or some other small YouTuber made it big. and then you could be, I don't know what it's called on YouTube, partner. I think I think on Twitch you're a partner. But whatever YouTube's monetization system is, so you could then be like part of that. So essentially, then YouTube is your boss, and I would imagine that working for YouTube would be like, you turn up for work, but you don't know what building they're in. Ooh, are we in this building? Are we in that building? Ooh, and we're not going to tell you which building we're in. You just got to figure it out. But if you're late, we're not going to pay you. I would imagine that's just what working for YouTube would be like, which is just a terrible idea. Like, like if all jobs were like that, and maybe some jobs are, but generally speaking, most of the jobs I've done over the last sort of 30 years, there was, this is a building, this is where you clock in, this is your job, this is what you're supposed... there's clear, like... Yeah. But with YouTube, you just, you turn up to work and, maybe this is where you're working, maybe not. These are the rules, or are they? It's like... I don't know how I got onto that tangent, but yeah, let's just carry on, because I forgot what it was we were on about.
People seem to like it.
Oh, yeah.
I'm not a typical game dev. I've never been involved in the wider games industry, and I am more or less a complete outsider. I'm a writer by trade, and you will see this reflected in my design philosophy. My greatest inspirations for Vampire Syndicate are Fallout New Vegas and Planescape Torment. This is a huge gamble, the biggest of my life. Solo dev is insanely hard, but it's what I love. I wanted to be free, with no corporate strings or second-hand ideologies. The price of that freedom is difficulty. I am the smallest of underdogs, challenging an entire industry.
Well, that's interesting. So, generally a lot of these games, because they are more adult games, they don't really get the attention that they should sometimes. Because he's absolutely right. Some of them do have some really good writing. Sometimes the writing is better than some AAA games that you get. Not always. Adult games are the same as, AAA games. Some are hits and some are, like, just complete misses. But I am surprised that PC Gamer did a review on that game. Yeah, the best sex games on PC that aren't garbage. And yeah, some of them are just, you start playing them and you're like, oh yeah, okay, this is great. But they're not particularly, they're good for 5 minutes if you can read between the lines. But some of them are actually quite in depth, good writing, good story, it's just interesting. But because there's the adult elements, some people are like, no. And also it can be difficult, like, if you've got a family, you've got children, wife, girlfriend, those kind of games can be, a difficult topic. I was watching Game Ranks, and Falcon, who I really, really like, and I really like his videos usually, put one out, and it was just very about why there's, lewdness and there's, not safe for work moments in games. One of them he was talking about with Lara Croft. I still don't know that Lara Croft, that was all there was to Lara. But that was his opinion, and if it's his opinion, it's his opinion. But I remember watching the video and I was like, I don't like this video. It's very. There was just something about it that I didn't like, and then I went away and had to think about it. And the problem is, if you are in, a relationship, boy or girl, and you have these games, it can be, it can be it can be a conversation. Having said that, I think, you do maybe have to have better dialogue with your partner, but then there are still the partners who can be somewhat unreasonable, or feel some kind of way about their partner looking at something that they feel. I don't know. It's. I watched the video and didn't like it, and then when I actually thought about it and put myself into somebody else's shoes that has a partner that may be that way inclined, the video made a lot more sense. However, should we stop making videos because of those people? I don't think so. However, having a lot more freedom in a game, I think, is a really good thing. One of the best things with Steam is you decide what you see and what you don't see on your front page. So you can turn adult content on, you can turn it off. You can self censor yourself. A lot of games now, they have a streaming toggle. So they can decide, what doesn't get them monetized. But if we took that a stage forward, and we could have like more just toggles in a game, so you can decide, what you do want to see and what you don't want to see. That could be a conversation to be had. How much more work that is, how much more difficult that is for a developer. I don't know. I'm not a developer. I just enjoy playing what they give me, what they put out. But I imagine that if Steam do it, and games certainly with the streaming toggle can do it, so it is possible. It's whether people want to. But I would imagine that would be a good middle ground for those people that do have, partners, girlfriends, wives, children, child coming in when the bear and Astarion are getting that could be a tough thing to explain. So yeah, like having more toggles in games so you get to decide what you want to see and what you don't want to see could be a good thing. But I'm glad that like PC Gamer and that are starting to give some of these games a bit more of a chance, because it puts it out to people. And also there is this society that wants to make you feel ashamed because you're playing something with sex in it. It's like I've never enjoyed those people who want to make other people feel bad about what they enjoy. I don't feel that that's a good thing. So yeah, PC Gamer getting fair play to them. I didn't think that they would go near this sort of thing with a barge pole.
And if I'm being completely honest, this is not a game that the industry will make.
No.
There are large parts of this industry that do not respect its customer base.
Mm-hmm.
And if these 15 years have bought me the freedom to be honest, then I can be happy enough. But I want to make something of profound beauty. Something only I can make. But not alone. I need your help. Wishlist my game, follow my Kickstarter. Thanks for watching.
Okay. Okay, that is the end of the video. So yeah, sorry to the developer that I cut him off. Um, I just I I've I didn't do my due diligence and I didn't check what came after the splash screen. Um, as for Kickstarters, I would say be very careful with Kickstarters. Now he said he's got a Kickstarter, 4 or 5 games. He's come through on with 4 games that I'm guessing are on Steam. Certainly the brothel one I know about. So yeah, that's that's interesting. But I would say be careful with Kickstarters. Having said that, I think he's right in that the industry won't make these types of games for many reasons because adult games are such a taboo, which I don't know whether it's my place to say whether they should or they shouldn't be. Um, but I think I've often played video games that have very dark or quite can be quite dark and gritty, or at least the theme is quite gritty. And then you see that like certain things or certain topics are missed out, and you think to yourself, why? I don't believe that there aren't topics that we should not talk about, because if they are that bad, we should talk about them. We should talk about them and make people aware that these things are not good and that we shouldn't do them. But if we just stop talking about things that make us uncomfortable, is that better? Are we not just sweeping something under the rug? I don't know. I think it's worth certainly a discussion. Came for the hentai, stayed for the plot. Yeah, some of these games are really good. All of them, no. Some of them are just they are what they are, but some are really really interesting. And I'm thinking I'm going to buy the game that he has out. I can probably show you the start of it. It's probably not going to be too bad, maybe. But I do. You do have to be so careful on YouTube. They can just shadow ban people. Yeah. So you do unfortunately have to be quite careful. But yeah, I think obviously there is an audience for these type of games. If there weren't, they just shut up, phone. They just wouldn't exist. It's as simple as that. If there were no audience for these games, they wouldn't exist. They would just die. And yet they don't die. They are very popular. It's a very popular genre of games. So people do want it. More or less, that's another conversation. How in depth do you want it? So that's definitely a good conversation. But the industry won't make games like this. So therefore, these types of developers, it's good to see them making these games. So yeah, that's that was the that was the rest of the video. Just some more of the character designs. So yeah, sorry to the developer, I cut him off. I think I'm gonna go and buy the brothel game, and see what that's like. Should give me some indication of, you know, how maybe some of this sort of ties together, because there are lots and lots of ideas in this, and it's just like, oof, how do you tie all this together? I hope they do, because it looks interesting to me anyway. But yeah, we shall see. So that was the video. You know, give your comments whether it's something, you know, you might like to see. Try and stay respectful. Like, if something isn't for you, that's okay. But you know, you don't need to go like overboard. It's, you know, it's really not that deep. If it's not for you, there's so many other games that you could play. You know, and if it is for you, okay, cool. So until the next video, bye for now.